Hey everybody, it's Glidercat and it's time to play. We're back in Dyson Sphere program. We have been doing a little bit of factory cleanup here on our initial planet. I'm anxious to get off this planet, but I do want to make some improvements here and we've got more research to do. Let's see, we just completed a research project. Let's read what this says. It says you can now produce higher energy fuel rods. Inserting this into the mecha's fuel chamber will greatly increase fuel power generation, which will recover the mecha's energy more quickly. All right, very good. Click OK on that. And then off camera, I finished routing
The
our...
data shows this is a planet without natural titanium veins. Perhaps you can get some by collecting gravel. If you need a massive titanium collection, you need to find a planet rich with titanium veins as soon as possible.
All right, we'll have to see. It sounds like we're going to need massive titanium collection. We'll find out why soon, I imagine. But I'll just go ahead and dismiss that for now. So before I was so rudely interrupted, I was just going to say off camera, I routed the rest of the electromagnetic matrices into our emerging, just start of our research lab array. Again, this is kind of like what you see common in Factorio, having a line or an array of factories or labs, and then you're just feeding in the science packs. So we don't have science packs. We've got matrices. We've got 2 of them routing. And it doesn't take much to figure out which one we're short on. If you look at this, if you watch the belts, we are dramatically short of the electric or the energy matrices. And I did a little bit of looking in between episodes as well to see how can we remedy that situation. Now, right now, we're producing the hydrogen in our oil refinery here. It comes with a bunch of refined oil every time we process the crude oil. Now, I don't know if there are later stages or different recipes that will allow us to maybe produce some of this excess refined oil into more hydrogen so we can, burn off more of that. But basically, if you look at the belts coming out of there, we've got way more refined oil than we can burn, and we've got very few hydrogens going. So we could definitely use more of those. Again, I looked at the recipes that we have currently unlocked for the chemical plant, even the this oil miner, and we're doing everything that we can do at this point. So the only thing I can think of possibly doing is dropping another 1 or 2 of these thermal power stations and having them fueled exclusively on this refined oil. We'll take a look in the tech tree and see if there's more we can research to solve this issue. But for now, I think that's the only thing we can do. We should probably take off this sorter as well that's pulling in hydrogen. It's not currently being used. It's preferring the refined oil, which is what we want. But let's just get this thing off of here. And then I'm thinking maybe just run this belt. This isn't ideal, the way this is placed. And having this hydrogen belt hugging here is not so great either. But we can get at least 1 more, maybe even 2 more thermal power stations going. Let's see if we can't build those. And that should increase our consumption of the refined oil. And if we need to, we'll take down some wind turbines. But we were seeing earlier, I think last episode, that we were getting little blips in the energy grid. So let's go see about building another one of the combustion generators here. Let's see, where is it? I'm probably scrolling right over it. Chemical plant, smelter, mining machine, water pump, oil extractor, refiner, storage tank, MK1. There it is, way up top here. All right, thermal power station. Let's see, is it going to let us build one? Looks like it is. We're short on gears for another one. And what do those take? Just more iron. I'm going to grab some more iron like I always seem to do out of this guy. And see if we can't build another one while we're at it. Boom. Now we've got 2. Looks like 1 is just finished constructing. Let's place that guy down. That will be under power, I would think. Boom. And then we can just snuggle up next to this one. I don't know if these connect. Let's just drop it down. Be interesting if it did. Yeah, boy, it sure looks like they're made to connect, doesn't it? Okay, this guy says he needs fuel. He's connected to the power network, and I think that's what we're seeing here. Boy, that would have been cool if he piped in his fuel. They shared the fuel source, but it doesn't look like that's the case. Too bad. Maybe that's coming. That would be kind of cool. All right, let's just go ahead and extend our belt of the refined oil in front of this guy. We can go even a little further. Get our sorter ready, and then we will just pop in right here. All right, there he goes. So now we've got 2 of these guys burning refined oil. And in theory, we'd see a little bit more hydrogen production. But boy, it's hard to notice because there is hardly any. There's one, and there's one. And since we hooked it up, we're getting probably double. Now, if we do a third, and I don't know if I can squeeze one in here or not. If not, we can just, we can route the belt of refined oil over to where we can place one. But let's just see if we can put our third one down. Looks like it's a little snug. I don't think that is going to quite work. One thing we could try, just for giggles, why don't we put it on the other side and just pull from across the belts? Let's give that a shot. I want to get kind of close. That actually works. It's ugly. That's too ugly. I can't live with that. Let's see. I got to move our storage. Right. All right, we're going to put it there. I don't like it. But, yeah, we'll have to move our storage thing. That looks kind of goofy. All right. But, yeah, I was just thinking of having a sorter, seeing if he can reach over the other belt. I think they can. We'll find out right about now. And there's my thingamajiggers. Just go in the middle and boom. Okay, that doesn't have power, oddly enough. We need to put a Tesla tower. I built some of these off in between episodes, too. So we've got a few more Tesla towers to work with. I'll just drop it down. Where can you go? How about right there is fine. Let's see what's in here. There's a bunch of stuff in here. I can't move this right now. Let's, I can steal some stuff out of here, though. Let's grab a couple more stacks of logs. Iron ore, I probably have some of that. Let's just add that to the stack. And we'll leave that there. Let's power the mecha. We'll burn some more wood here. I'm not sure if we're going to need this later. We'll find out. There's plenty of trees on the planet. Although I don't think they regrow. At least I haven't seen it. All right, so now what do we got? Is this guy working? Okay, now we've got 3 of these guys powered up. You can see we're getting a little more hydrogen being produced. It's not a ton. We could probably pull down a couple turbines. Why don't we? Make sure these guys are always just producing. Let's. I'm going to tear out some turbines because I really want to prioritize that production. We're going to need to substitute Tesla towers instead. Make sure we've got coverage here for our power network. All right, let's see. Where do we have a turbine? We got another turbine over here, a couple of them. Let's take this guy out. Again, the goal here is just to burn more of that refined oil. And the more we can burn, the more hydrogen we're going to get. And I'm sure there's a better way to balance this later. Let's see how we're doing. Now, if I click on the energy grid, is this going to tell me anything? 15.7. And the demand is pretty low. Okay. So we've got a bunch of excess generation. I'm going to take out more of these Tesla towers. Not Tesla towers, sorry, turbines. That one wasn't really needed at all. I don't think anything shut down as a result of that. Here's another guy we can get rid of. We'll bring these back in as we need them. Now we'll just see how that impacts our hydrogen production. Doesn't look like it's doing much. I think because we have so much surplus power on the network, taking these turbines down isn't making a huge difference. I'm going to take more out. Yeah, I'm going to take more out. I really want to burn that oil. Let's drop Tesla towers. These guys have a pretty good range. Boom. Let's take these guys out. We'll have them in our inventory. We can always add power or put them back on the network. This one just won't quite bridge the two. It's so close, but it won't do it. So let's just do what makes sense here. We'll put a couple. All right. So that is improved. It's not great. Right? It's not great. It's much improved from where we were at. In fact, I think it's 3 times as many hydrogen being produced as we had before I took out these. I'm not sure if these guys have a speed. So we've got tons of generation capacity. Let's take out another one. And eventually, as we expand the factory, obviously, we're going to be using more power, and that's going to help as well. Let's bridge these guys. Can we get them both connected? I don't know if they need to be. Do they need to be? No, they're already connected. Does this guy have power? The well? Yeah, he's doing his thing. So that one wasn't needed at all. We've got iron right next to copper here. So that is awesome. While we're in the area, let's grab some more foundations. I've got a ton in inventory. I grabbed some between episodes. Got 420, oddly enough. Let's grab more of those. All right. We'll huff our way over here. Just for fun, let's put some of those platforms down. Foundation blocks down, I should say. Boom. Just kind of paint these. Oh, and you can put them underneath stuff that's already built. So that may improve the appearance of parts of our factory that don't look so great. And again, we got to keep an eye on this soil pile. If it gets too low, then we have to drop some of these down on higher areas to collect soil so that we can fill in. We have some dirt to fill in the lower areas. All right, so that gives you an idea what that's all about. We can do these last little bits. Boom, and make that perfectly square. Cool. We're close to it. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Now we need to pick some research. We're actually backing up on our energy matrices because we don't have any research selected. Let's hit the tech tree and give some thought to what we want to do next. Let's pop in, back out. Okay, we're on our mecha. More speed would always be good, and that will make these more entertaining to watch. So let's go ahead and pick that and get that going. Okay, it's chewing through again. I'm not sure what these numbers, what the two numbers mean. If you know, put it in the comments. All right. Definitely would like more speed. Is this our capacitance? Our core energy, max core energy. Let's go ahead and grab that. That's going to improve kind of the size of our battery, I believe. So we'll queue that one up. Inventory. This guy, we need to manufacture some stuff. Probably could almost do that by hand. Then we'll have to decide later when it makes sense to automate those. Communication control. Increases the number of construction drones controlled. The more drones, the higher the building speed and energy consumption. That's tempting too. Let's before we queue up too many though, let's look in the factory stuff here under technologies and see what's next. That's big. Let's see. We've got Mark II belts. That will be nice down the road. And Mark III sorters and a larger storage, MK2 storage. That's all appealing. Oh, and this one's nice. It doesn't take as many energy matrices. Let's see if there's something that will help our oil refinery or our, consumption of that refined oil. This guy gives us titanium ingots. Not sure what those are used for yet. Let's see what else we got going on here. Crystal smelting. Boy, that takes a lot of research. But that's going to get us these various crystals. Crystal silicon, diamond. Okay, and advanced. Interesting. That's going to help us with energy storage. We don't have energy storage yet. So the whole idea of solar panels and things is a little bit moot, in my opinion, until we actually have these batteries. We're going to need to do the crystal smelting before we can even research that. Right now on the power front, I kind of want to be burning oil, as much oil as I can, so that we can get that hydrogen produced. There's got to be a better way to get hydrogen. Let's see what we've got here. Photon Combiner can convert low-frequency photons into high-frequency, effectively reducing solar energy loss from solar radiation. So let's see what this says. The surface of the prism is cut. Okay. I'm not sure what this does. Maybe this facilitates higher efficiency solar panels or the solar sail. It's definitely a prerequisite for the solar sail, and I think we need that for the Dyson sphere. So all the stuff is good. The upgraded assembler has improved the production speed and can assemble items faster. What else do we have? Processor, information matrix. So we're going to have the next matrix coming pretty soon. We've got a bunch to research in order to get that. Deuterium, we saw this. What is this for? Unlocks the fractionator. Nice. Taking advantage of the high vapor pressure ratio of liquid hydrogen and liquid deuterium at a certain temperature, deuterium is fractionated from liquid hydrogen with a certain separation efficiency. Use a conveyor belt to introduce hydrogen from one side. After fractional distillation, export from the other side and export the deuterium from the front port. Okay, that's interesting. Now, I wonder if this is going to help us with our energy balancing. Or if this is just consuming, this looks like it's consuming hydrogen to produce deuterium. Successful fractionation of deuterium from liquid hydrogen. Okay, I don't want anything right now that's going to consume more hydrogen just yet, until we figure out a little more effective refinement. Okay, sulfuric acid. Now that takes, I can't tell what that is. It does take some refined oil. Okay, we have that. We're done with that one. Let's see, what is this guy going to do? Unlocks organic crystals. Okay, and we can craft organic crystals. I see. Oh. Wood, plant fuel, and water. So we can craft them instead of burning all this plant stuff. We could handcraft these things. I don't know if you can automate wood production. Looks like you can get these also from water, and I'm guessing that's refined oil and some kind of rods. I can't tell what those are, but we can build those now, I think. X-ray cracking. High energy X-ray photocatalysts can crack the refined oil into more hydrogen. That's exactly what we're looking for. Let's cue that one up. And it produces the byproduct energetic graphite. And where are we using energetic graphite? We're using that for our energy matrices, I believe. So that is pretty sweet. That's going to help us balance out our hydrogen production. That's really going to help. So that's an important one. Thruster. Now, is this going to get us off the planet? We've got the hydrogen fuel rods. We should probably automate these, actually. What do they take? Ooh, 5 hydrogen. And I can't tell what that is. If that's titanium. Thruster. High efficiency engine that operates hyperspeed plasma jet as working substance to create counterforce, which can drive logistics drones to transport goods between interplanetary logistics stations. Ooh, 1,000. We're going to hold off on that one. That's going to take forever. But I think this is all about our interplanetary network here. So our interplanetary logistics, reinforced thrusters. Okay, that's for the logistics vessels. How do I get off the planet? Maybe I can already do it. Okay, we've got the electric motor. What is next? The magnetic force generated by the electromagnetic turbine can make objects levitate against gravity. And that gets us the electromagnetic turbine. Okay, make objects levitate against gravity, usually used to make more advanced magnetic field generators. Okay, so that's a precursor to some more stuff we need. Let's just see what that's all about. Super magnetic field generating device generates super strong magnetic field. Can directly act on the atomic scale, causing the distortion of the material lattice, thereby preparing high performance materials and devices. Okay, so that's just another enabling technology. Satellite power distribution system. Oh, that's interesting. Wide area power distribution facility can provide longer power transmission distances and larger power supply area. Interesting. Okay, so I don't know if that's just at the planetary level. Oh, that's kind of cool. This looks like this might be a way to have your power network connected via satellites. That looks kind of cool. All right, did we cover everything? It looks like we did. Now the tree is looking small to me all of a sudden. We queued up some stuff that's of interest, particularly this hydrogen processing. What else do we have? Mini fusion power generation. How do I get off the planet? Let's see. Let's go back to the mecha upgrades. We're spending a lot of time in the tech tree. Hopefully this isn't too boring, but I want to think through what makes the most sense. Maximizing utilization of resources, which can greatly reduce the ores consumed. This may make sense. This may be a good early investment to improve the efficiency of our miners, all of our mining machines, and it speeds up their production. But yeah, this effectively increases the supply of ore on each planet. Yeah, that's a good early investment. Let's queue that one up. But man, I want something to do, someplace to go. Vertical construction. Okay, that's kind of cool, but we have such a small lab. Or factory, I should say. Let's see, what do we got here? Unlocks the mecha sail. Nice. Double press space to lift off. Hold the arrow keys with space in flight mode, which will activate sail mode at a certain altitude. In sail mode, the mecha will orbit the planet at a higher speed. Now, I saw in the comments, or somebody messaged me directly, that they jumped off to another planet and they felt like they did it too early and didn't bring enough supplies. And so that slowed them down once they got to the planet. So I'm thinking maybe before we even research the ability to get off planet here, we increase our inventory capacity. So let's do that. Let's queue this up, and then we'll make sure that we've got the circuit boards on hand, and we can just fetch steel from our existing production. We just need 120 steel on hand and circuit boards. I know where we've got some copper plates stored up, so maybe we'll go grab that. Let's do that. Let's queue this guy up and get 120 circuit boards. Then we'll get out of the tech tree for now. We've got a few things queued up. Again, we've got our energy matrices kind of coming in slow, and that's because our hydrogen's coming in slow. But we have research queued up that's gonna help us on that. All right. In the meantime, let's run down and fetch the copper and build those circuit boards. I think there is copper way off here in this storage unit. So we cleaned up we dramatically cleaned up our electromagnetic matrix production. That looks way better than it did. All right, let's go ahead and grab some of this. And we need, I think it was like 120 circuits, right? Let's go to the crafting menu, components, circuit boards. Let's see how many we can get out of here. 10, 20. Ooh, we get more than 10 per. So each one gets us 2. Where are we at? It's going to be a little more than 100, right? That might do it. I think we need 160. Ooh, yeah, we're fine. I can let me clear off some of these, actually. I think we just needed 160 for that. Let's go ahead and look. Oh, 120. Yeah, we're golden. Nice. Let's yeah, I'll knock that off too. Cool. Cool. All right. What's next? I don't want to just wait for research. Let's see, what else can we do? We could do some cleanup. That's kind of boring. I'd like to do that in the context of working on a new production line. We could look at the planetary view. I think we saw in an earlier episode, there's really no new resources here for us to mine. We did get the tutorial kind of chiming in saying, hey, you need to mine some stone and refine it in order to get that certain kind of ore. Is this really barren, or do I just need to walk through here? Yeah, I don't see much resource over here. Just some loose rocks to harvest. That's not terribly fun. Let's see what else we got. Plenty of coal. So we got plenty of oil. And again, eventually we're going to be using some of these products, mine this planet out, and send these resources off to other factories on other planets that need them. So we may have an abundance of stone. We don't have a whole lot of use for it. But once we get further down in the production chains and the tech tree, we may have a lot of use for stone, and we may want to ship that out to another planet. Just have to wait and see. All right, let me hop off of that view. Back to our mecha. And let's take a look at what we can build. Okay, we just got our frame level 2, so we're a little faster. I think we upped our speed last episode too. Let's see how he does. That's a lot better. Now, he's not going to win any races, but that's a lot quicker than he was. And I think we can charge him up here. Is that our charging tower? Yep. Let's see. He's probably got an empty. Oh, no, he's doing pretty good. Fuel tank's pretty good. Let's check that build menu, and then we'll call it an episode here. Just want to see if there's anything we're missing here on the buildings. only thing we haven't done is the water pump. Okay, we can collect sulfuric acid from a sulfuric acid ocean. We've got a recipe for sulfuric acid as well. I'm not sure what that's needed for just yet. So we've not used the storage tank. That's for liquids. We haven't built solar, mainly because we don't have the batteries. And let's see, we've built plenty of those, all of that. We've got the ability to do sulfuric acid. Now, if I click that, what is this stuff? That's the water, refined oil, and stone ore. So that's another way to consume some of this refined oil. That gets us 6 sulfuric acid. Does it say what it's used for? Primary chemical products. Doesn't say yet. Silicon ore. Okay, so this was the one they were saying, hey, maybe you want to mine some stone and start producing silicon ore out of it if you're short. And we'll see what that's used for. Probably some advanced circuits or something. Steel we've done all these. We haven't done the prism. Not sure what that's for. We haven't really had a need to make the glass yet. Unless it was just part of something that we were crafting and didn't notice. But we haven't, made a supply of that on our own for any reason. Plastic. Let's see. That is going to use up some of that refined oil too. So we're seeing some things that we can use the refined oil on, which is nice. But now I just don't know what we would use the plastic for yet. What do we got here? Graphene. Okay, there's where we need the sulfuric. Okay, a new type of nano superconducting material. Then we got the recipe for graphene advanced. If you have fire ice, then you can turn that into a couple hydrogens and a couple graphenes. I'm not sure what these two things are doing over here. Okay, we're already building that. We know about that. Let's look at this graphene one more time. Fire ice is a rare ore, has cage-like microstructure, which is similar to ice-like white solid. And covalent bonds in a critical state allow it to be used to produce graphene more efficiently. Okay, so if we have a planet that has this stuff on it, then it sounds like it's just a very fast way to produce a lot of graphene. I'm guessing we're going to need a lot of graphene at some point when we maybe when we're building the Dyson sphere. We can get it from hydrogen and refined oil. Let's see. Interesting. All right, well, let's wrap this episode here. We sped up the production a little bit of our energy matrices. We chose some new technologies, one of which is the ability to crack that refined oil and get some more hydrogen out, and that'll speed up the balance here, and we'll get more energy matrices being produced. Now, if I look at our refiner, we are humming along here. Look at this. So right now, we are not constrained at all. The refined oil belt is not backed up. So we are pumping out full capacity. And that's a result of us taking down a bunch of turbines and relying more on here fossil fuel power. In fact, this guy's complaining of no fuel. So we may need to put down another refiner. And yeah, it looks like there's the belt here on the crude oil is backed up. So we can probably run another refinery off of that. That might be something we look at the beginning of the next episode. For now, let's call this one here. I enjoyed having you with me on this journey. That's the first playthrough of Dyson Sphere program. We're learning as we go. If you enjoy this content, please do give the video a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. I've got other factory games on the channel as well, so check those out. For now, though, this is Glidercat signing off, saying I'll see you in the next episode.